Good morning, my dear diary. I'm a morning person. I love the slow living style. I'm enjoying my time with my furry friends, the cats. In fact, 3 years ago, I fell in love with Maine Coons, and it changed my life. Maine Coons are the largest domesticated cat breed, known for their long, shaggy fur, bushy tails. It's a beautiful morning here in my little corner of the world. I'm feeling refreshed and ready to take on the day. Speaking of peace, I've been preparing my bicycle, getting it ready for a ride. Oh, how the weather can change in a matter of minutes. Just a few moments ago, the sky was clear, and now dark clouds are rolling in. The wind picked up and rain started to fall. And just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, hailstones began to fall from the sky. Lightning and thunder began to flash. When the rain stopped, I decided to go for a bike ride to the sea. I didn't realize at the time that the small storm was just a prelude to a bigger storm. It was one of the few times I didn't follow the weather forecast. The south of England was being hit by Storm Hermine. The sea is a fascinating place, full of beauty and power, but sometimes it can be unpredictable. That's exactly what happened to me during my trip to the beach. The wind was blowing hard, and the sand was flying everywhere. It was like a sandstorm, and it was hard to see or breathe. I was determined to capture the moment on camera, so I took out my trusty camera to film the scene. Sand was blowing. Sand got into my mouth, eyes, and ears. It was hard to breathe, to see, to hold my camera. At that moment, the wind knocked my bike to the ground. I tried not to give up and at least film something. I apologize for the quality, but as I said, the wind was very strong and was pulling everything in its path, including me and my camera. This is the best I could do. Soon I felt that my mouth, nose, and eyes were too full of sand, and I so desperately needed to catch my breath. I quickly packed my things in my backpack and went back home. It's a great skill to know when to stop partying and go home, to stop at the right time. The next day, I saw a fox cub in front of my door. Obviously, something had happened to him. The young fox sensed a person, that is me, and did not run away. Nature is beautiful, but it can also be ruthless and wild. All the sadness in the world fell on me. When I came out of the house again to go for a bike ride, the fox cub had left. There was a coastal wind, but it was much weaker. My bike was still where it was parked. There was sand everywhere. I couldn't ride my bike on the footpaths either. It takes time to clean up the beaches again. My heart felt at peace as I noticed the familiar things. People and dogs were enjoying the beach again. The dogs were absolutely thrilled to be back at the beach, enjoying the sand and the sea. It's amazing how quickly nature can bounce back, isn't it? So, after a storm, the sea air was absolutely fresh and clean. There was no sand in air, and my experience was simply incredible. Do you know what it feels like when you start to appreciate even fresh air? The ability to breathe? That's exactly what it was. How good it was to be back here. I felt like I was in a completely new and old world together. The storm had left its mark, sand dunes, memories, but it also created a sense of renewal and rebirth. People were back to their usual daily lives. I sighed in relief. This wasn't the first storm I'd experienced in England, but it was the first to make me breathe sand in the air, and it wasn't pleasant. January is a stormy month in England, and after storms, the sand on the beaches is pulled away far away. Beach cafes are buried, footpaths are covered, and cyclists are pushing their bikes. You may have asked the question a long time ago, what does all this have to do with the Romanian language? I'll explain everything to you right now, my diary. My explanation. Now I will tell you a story about the weather and the storm. The video you saw is closely related to learning Romanian. Often in my daily life, I ask myself what the Romanian word is for something I see, an action I do, and I look for topics that would be interesting to me right now. For example, the topic weather. As a traveler, weather forecasting is important to me. What will I wear when I go? January in England is characterized by the fact that it is a stormy month. It is cloudy, gloomy, and often raining non-stop. I even lose interest in looking at the weather forecast because there are only two options: be prepared for anything or stay home. When I looked at the vocabulary for weather, I shook my head. Will I really need so many words? When will I experience hail, thunder, lightning? My answer was very clear. When the owl's tail blooms, that's how Latvians say things that never or very, 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 very rarely happen because owls' tails won't bloom. If a human laughs, God laughs even louder. God has a good sense of humor. Me too. An owl with a tail that blooms flew to me the next day. It was everything: lightning, thunder, hail, and even a storm. God laughed and the angels whispered, "You are blessed on your path. Keep going. Believe in yourself and what you are doing." Do you need materials, inspiration for your studies? We will give you. Tiredness. I have already mentioned several times that learning a foreign language is not a sprint, but a marathon. After 2 months of studying, creating about 40 videos, I felt a little tired. Exhaustion. I have done a lot, but I don't feel like I know anything. Only a few words are in my memory, but the rest lie like in a deep pocket, hard to reach. Yes, I want better results. In recent week, I have increasingly wanted to jump on a bicycle and go far away. Fatigue makes me suffer. I know myself, and I know that it is madness to ignore these signs. What is the plan right now? Slow down, relieve tension and frustration, go on a light vacation, and let the words that have disappeared into the depths of memory slowly come to me. There are several ways to learn. Make notes, learn songs, watch movies, videos, listen to podcasts. Create an environment for yourself that contains the language you are learning as much as possible. But if my cognitive skills are overloaded, take a break. If you work a lot, then you need to rest a lot. Not only passive rest is useful here, but also a change of environment. Therefore, I am not surprised that not only a bicycle, but also a camera is back in my active use. Yes, replacing elements. My dear diary, this is not the moment when I announce my surrender in a moment of weakness, but this is a turning point where I change my tactics for a while. I must admit that I am a little happy about these changes. I miss my camera, long trips and walks, feeling the wind, the sun, the rain on my skin, my hair. I can even scream with joy. I miss it. I have to tell you one story more. One evening, Tudor, my partner, and I were sitting in the kitchen talking about the pronunciation of some words. Tudor had heard that I was not pronouncing them correctly. Out of 50 times I said bread in Romanian, only 2 times the pronunciation was satisfactory, according to Tudor. He said that I pronounce sounds very Latvian and I break words. I was even happy that he had accurately heard the peculiarities of my pronunciation, of sound specifically for my area in Latvia. Exactly, that's me. That's how we do it in my area. Latvians in Latvia also have different accents for their languages, depending on where they were born and lived. The muscles of the mouth develop throughout their lives, the most characteristic of their area. Is it a wonder that my accent is also preserved in Romanian? It is natural. When I try to speak like Tudor, my mouth cannot produce these sounds. I often, in such situations, remember the famous Cesar Millan, Mexican-American canine professional. He is famous, hosts popular shows, and speaks with an accent. An accent is not a shame, but a natural thing. It is my calling card, which describes me, my roots, and my life. That's all I have to say to you for now. I really hope that the next time I give you news, when I record the memories of my journey, my progress, I will be in a happier and more energetic mood. I'm telling you now, goodbye. I love you, myself, my life, and what's in it. Kisses, lots and lots.